3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Common Sense and Random Shit Show.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Fernando Rivera Jr. here with the Common Sense and Random Shit Show, because it's a shit show. That's why it's titled that way. Your friendly neighborhood conservative ex-convict. Yes, this guy, this handsome 54-year-old, not obese guy. Two genders, I'm just saying. Breaking news. This is not the place. For those of you who come on here thinking I'm like everybody else, giving you bullshit, fake news, and telling you what to believe, it is not me. This is a show for entertainment. I pretty much point common sense shit out. Talk shit. Talk shit, if I didn't already say that. And try to entertain you for a half hour, 40, 45 minutes, whatever it may be. Streaming on Tres, Facebook, YouTube, ScrewTube, and Rumble. If you don't have Rumble, download a great app to have. Owned and run by conservatives. No bullshit, no censorship. It is what it is. So yeah, as I was saying, breaking news is not the place. You know what I'm saying? But if I say something and you haven't heard it, I guess it's breaking to you. What I do, for if anyone here of the two that are watching me is new, I share shit. I scour the internet, mostly YouTube. Sometimes one of my bosses, one of the owners of this restaurant, sends me something that pertains to what I'm talking about for the week or day. And we poke fun of shit. We point out the obviously dumb, random, bullshit news, fake news, shit, and other channels that make fun of the crazy stuff that's going on. The random shit, as I always say. And point out the common sense that there is lack thereof. I'm just saying, from, the wrong. I don't call them the left. I call them the wrong. There's right versus wrong. It is what it is. That's my favorite saying. Anyway, No Kings. One of the channels I do like to share a lot because they cut shit better than I ever could, even though I have my own, which I'll show you after. No King's Day, and Rachel, or should just call him Rick Maddow, because looks like a dude. Anyway, what is it about women on the left, on the wrong? Why do they have an appearance about them? I every couple of months I put a show that you can tell the difference between liberal women and conservative women. Obviously, conservative women are a lot hotter. I'm just saying, it is what it is. But Rachel Maddow was like the picture. The only thing she's missing is blue hair, purple, whatever. Either way, it's like, yep, they're wrong. They're wrong. It is what it is. But anyway, she's an idiot, like most of the fake news. But as I said, Savati, I like the way he cut this and put this together. This is the shit. See if I can find it. Sorry. Here it is. Check it out.
Hush up, boy.
What proportion of the American public says they consider themselves to be a supporter of the No Kings movement in this country? What do you think the number's going to be? I mean, for context, in this same poll, in this NBC poll, they also asked people if they consider themselves to be a supporter of the MAGA movement, the Make America Great Again movement, the Trump movement.
Imagine it's really hard for her to say Make America Great Again, because that's such a bad thing. It's so bad to try to make America great again because, it has been a shit show.
The Trump movement. The MAGA movement, the Make America Great America. The proportion of Americans who said they consider themselves to be a MAGA supporter is 30%.
Sure.
I should note that's fallen by 6 points in the past 6 months in this same poll, but still, that's okay. Round number, understandable number, 30% of Americans say they consider themselves to be a supporter of the MAGA movement. Compared to that, what proportion of Americans say they are a supporter of the No Kings movement? 43%. 43% of this country says they consider themselves to be a supporter of the No Kings protest movement.
What are they selling? Chocolates! What? Chocolates! I can't hear you! They're selling chocolates!
Which means not only does the base of support for the No Kings movement absolutely dwarf the base of support for MAGA in this country, but in absolute terms, it also means that support for No Kings, support for the No Kings movement against Trump, it's just huge. I mean, 43% of this country, that's 147 million people. I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, that's funny? Is that funny? Hey, well, tell me if you think this is funny.
It's taken 5 days to complete, but tonight ABC News is reporting that President-elect Donald Trump is projected to win the battleground state of Arizona, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris 53% to 46%. That means the former president and future president has won all 7 battleground states.
He won the Electoral College, 312 votes. He's the first Republican to win the popular vote since 2004.
Which means not only does the base of support for the No Kings movement absolutely
dwarf the base of support for MAGA in this country.
Willie said, hey, by the way, because we were talking about the historic nature of this sweep.
Yeah.
And Willie said, do you know, he only lost Illinois by 4 points.
4 points in
New Jersey by 5. I mean, you talk about we had talked about a red wave 2 years ago that never materialized. This is I've got to say, this is the biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49 state victory in 1984.
My God.
I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
You know what I call that? If you've been watching my show for a while, that is the ultimate. That's shit splashing on that dirtbag's face. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm just saying. I mean, who do they poll? I mean, when have the polls actually been right? Remember Idaho? Yeah. I'm just saying. Or is it Iowa? Yeah, one of them. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm just saying. Fetterman, John Fetterman, one of the only Democrats. I actually say Democrats because he's not a libturd or libtard, even though sometimes he sounds like it. And a lot of times he votes with the wrong. You already know. But he's the only Democrat that has the balls to say what most conservatives think. Most people with common sense. Obviously, we may have seen this. You may not have seen it, my version of it. So check it out. John Fetterman, and it's funny because Jesse Waters asked him, so when are you going to flip? He's not going to flip. He's going to stay Democrat. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Those people keep going further and further to craziness. Never know. Dude has common sense. That's all I'm saying. But check this out. My version of this video with John Fetterman.
Pennsylvania's Democrat Senator John Fetterman is here. Senator, socialism might be taking over the Democratic Party. If it does, will you become a Republican?
No, well, socialism might be taking over in New York City, tomorrow, but that's certainly not the future of my party.
I don't know.
And remind people that New York City's politics are not a national model. And watch the kinds of campaigns that would encourage him to campaign with him. You know, it's like Pennsylvania keeps people honest. You know, we're very purple, and I know and I love a lot of people that voted for the president. And now that's like, it keeps you honest. And remember that, you know, there's two sides, and you have to find a way forward. And that's really the future, and that's why I'm proud to be a part of it.
So you're agreeing with the Republicans on the shutdown. You're agreeing on Israel. You're agreeing on the woke BS. Are you close to becoming a Republican?
No, I'd be a terrible Republican. But I'll just be a very honest Democrat that's not necessarily afraid to push back against some of these views that I just don't agree with.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
Like, if you can't be a very unapologetically support for Israel, then that's a problem for my party. If you think it's the right thing to shut our government down for any reason, then that should be a problem too. And I believe we need to secure our border. And things were out of control under the Biden administration about the border. And now I think that's right. And that's the views that I have. And so, you know, with this shutdown, it would be wrong if the Republicans do that. It's wrong now. We need to reopen this. And now for me as a Democrat, 42 million Americans, the food insecure. I mean, that's at the very kind of core of the kinds of people that we really need to protect. And one other thing I refuse to do as a Democrat, I'm not going to call you a fascist or a Nazi. I'm not going to compare anyone to like Hitler or anything. That's wrong. And if you resort to that thing, you've lost the plot. It's like, because if you call him a fascist, then you have to think, well, maybe the people that vote for him, and I know people that love for him, is a fascist. That's just not true. And I know people that voted for the other side, and they're not trying to destroy our Constitution.
Well, the guy up there in Maine, he's got a Nazi tattoo.
No, that's going to be up to the Democrats in Maine. You know, for me, like, I'm proud to represent Pennsylvania, and I think that's the state in this country that truly reflects our nation. And now that keeps you accountable and that keeps you honest. And that's why why anybody would want to be in a bubble online or living in a bubble.
It is what it is. You know, it's funny shit about it. When he was running for senator, I was like, this guy's not going to win. Look at him. And I feel sorry. Yeah, he had a stroke, whatever it may be. And it messed him up. And you could tell it's still kind of like a little jittery. But to think that a Democrat retard, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's politically incorrect. Has that much common sense? What does that tell you? What does that tell you? And the thing about it is he doesn't look like a liberal. Not the way he dresses. He dresses kind of cool, I'll be honest. I don't like the hoodie thing, but he doesn't give in to the usual dresses and suit and whatever you want to call that shit attire. He's down to earth. Granted, as I said in the past, he's voted mostly on the wrong, but common sense, it is what it is. Yeah, I say that a lot. Sorry. Now, the holidays are coming. I remember a couple years ago, you know, uninvite family because they're on the other side of the political spectrum. Don't talk to them, cut them off. Babylon B just put way out. It's a little early, but not really. It's kind of cool, though. It kind of, you know, the thing that's sad about it is my wife and I, we the last couple of years, we haven't really been going to family, not just for political beliefs, but because they're kind of further. And a lot of times, you know, There are a lot of reasons. So we pretty much celebrate Thanksgiving on our own, just her, I, and our little Jack Russell, Roxy. And that's it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. C'est la vie. La vie. But I'm just saying, this is probably the typical American Thanksgiving, whatever it may be, with family and different political values.
I don't know.
I was thinking, is it like chicken from Malibu? Can I just say, I am so happy to finally have the whole family together again. It's been a couple of years since, you know, the incident.
Was that when everyone got angry because you said that leaving the fridge open for more than 10 seconds was melting the polar ice caps, and you called Aunt Kathy a filthy comment?
Okay, you know what? Let's not bring that up. It's water under the bridge. Let's not bring up anything political or controversial today. Just food, family, and fun times.
Exactly. We're all grown adults. We can have respectful, civil conversations.
That's right. We just have very diverse opinions on matters that shouldn't even be remotely controversial for any rational human being.
Auntie Kathy, what were you saying about that shooter guy the other day?
Oh yeah, the right-wing nut job?
Yeah, he's about as right-wing as Mitt Romney.
CNN said he was a right-wing MAGA extremist.
He was a member of Antifa.
Do you even know what Antifa means? It literally means anti-fascist. Are you anti-fascist?
No, I'm actually anti-fascist, which is why I'm anti-Antifa.
Well, agree to disagree.
I disagree to agree.
Well, hey, at least we can all agree that inflation's under control.
From printing $6 trillion in 3 years.
That was for COVID, when Trump was president.
Look, it was good when Trump did it, not when Biden did it.
Well, I heard it was actually the lizard people that were manipulating the global market. Isn't that right, Grandpa?
Lizard people? Where?
Pouring over the southern border, terrorizing y'all's neighborhoods.
Don't even get me started on the border crisis.
There was never a crisis.
6 million people crossed the border last year! And 3 million of them were terrorists!
That is some Fox News conspiracy.
No, that's a statistic from the DHS! It's literal math! Except for the terrorist thing, it's a rough guesstimation.
Agree to disagree.
On math?
I have heard enough! You guys gotta stop. We cannot do this again. We cannot let the lizard people win. Ah! There's one now!
Okay, you know what? You're right. About the first part. We cannot let politics come in front of our family. Mark, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. Nothing's more important than family. So, it's nice weather we're having. Go ahead, Kathy.
You mean the existential climate emergency threatening literally everyone on the planet?
No, I mean, it's 75 and sunny outside, so.
The globe is warming and cooling at the same time. That's not natural. They're saying we only have years if we don't take action now.
Who's they?
The Jews!
Scientists!
The same scientists that say that men can become women?
Agree to disagree.
On science?
Look, I am not a biologist, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I understand the science.
I bet you don't get it. Because you're vaccinated!
Trump stole the election!
Biden stole it first!
Trump is in league with the Russians!
Trump stopped us from an adrenochrome-fueled cabal that was trying to destroy the globe!
You're both wrong. It's the chemtrails.
It's okay, Grandpa. Come on, I'll take you home.
Your hair color's about as real as the moon landing!
Basketball? Nope, it's just my
Beef
brother Mark.
that came from a cow, a living creature!
Kind of a cornball softball thing to play, but I just had to because that is probably the typical Caucasian home. Sorry, not trying to bring race into this thing because, systemic racism, it doesn't really exist. There are more racist Black and Spanish people than there are white. I'm just saying. It is what it is. But see, if let's say my family, we're American, Puerto Rican American. If we were to have a Thanksgiving dinner, I would be probably in jail. Not because I would hurt anyone, because it would be ugly. I'm the only Trump supporter. I am the only conservative, probably, in my whole family. Most of them have TDS. So could you imagine? I'd be outnumbered, even though what I would say would have common sense and based on fact. And all they'd be doing is CNN, BBC, liberal media said this. It's a good thing my mom, when she had COVID twice, really bad, she had a conservative doctor who said, you're not getting the vaccine because I wouldn't have my mom. I'm just saying. My dad, on the other hand, he lives up north, very liberal state, Connecticut. And I'm sure he has a couple boosters, and we've gotten into debates here and there over the phone, and we try to avoid it. Now when he talks anything politics, I change the subject because I know where it goes. And it's not pretty. Because TDS, I've mentioned before, politics can kill, separate bad things because they're crazy and insane and evil. It is what it is. Just saying. Anyway, random shit as always because I like doing this shit. American is F it. I'm moving to Florida. There was a poll taken the other day. Apparently, Mom Donnie won, so New York is screwed. So expect this. And apparently, over 800,000 people are probably going to move out of Florida, which sucks for us in Florida. I'm sorry, move out of New York. Probably mostly to Florida. The free state. Always been free. We're screwed in Florida. Same. Not only is New York screwed, Florida's screwed. Because now everything's going to be screwed. Because all these New Yorkers are going to come down here. And my wife is from Long Island, but she's been here for 30 years, 4 years almost. And she hates it because they're all coming down, buying houses, charging higher rent because the rent's higher up north. Even 10 years ago when I first moved down here, rent was cheap. 11 years ago, I was two-bedroom bathroom house, less than $1,000 a month. Now that same house, probably $2,500. It's crazy. So she's going to be, wait till she hears that news. She's going to lose her shit. I'm just saying. All right. The boys are already up at 6 a.m. This was yesterday. Detaining illegal aliens in California. You got to love it. Am I following? Oh, crap. I'm not. I should. No, come on. Here it is. You already know, support ICE all the way 110%. Justin Stephen Miller drops a truth nuke on the entire Democratic Party.
The Democrat Party has become dangerously, violently radicalized. And you're right, Sean. I get death threats every day. My wife gets death threats every day. We've obviously had to deal with pretty extensive doxing campaigns. But the truth is, Sean, that people across the country, across the government, across law enforcement, who are safety, security, prosperity, are dealing with radical left communist threats and attacks all day long. And President Trump, of course, came within centimeters, millimeter, during the middle of his rally on live television by a wicked, evil assassin, and then only weeks later, a second assassin. If not for a Secret Service agent spotting the barrel of that gun, would have taken President Trump's life, saved by the hand of God himself. We are dealing with a party that is so extreme that considers its opponents to be its mortal enemies, that dehumanizes its opposition, that justifies violent attacks against federal law enforcement, assaults against ICE and Border Patrol, that sides over and over again with criminal aliens, MS-13 gangbangers. Look at how they venerated and worshipped and praised the MS-13 child smuggler that they dubbed the Maryland Dad, somebody who beat his wife and smuggled children and was a member of a terrorist organization, and they held him up as their hero. This is a dangerous party. This is a dangerous movement. And what you're seeing in New York City with Mamdani, that is the future. A party that believes in no bail, a party that believes in no jail, a party that believes in no borders. But here's one group they do want to put in jail. They're political enemies.
Just saying.
The Democrat Party has become dangerously, violently radicalized. And you're right, Sean.
My computer's
I
acting
get
up.
death threats
Sorry,
every
guys.
day. My wife gets death threats
All
every
right,
day.
stop it. All right. If an illegal alien punched your baby, what would you do? I tell you what, I don't have kids. Something I will share. I can't. That's why I don't have any. What would you do?
Mais ça va pas?
Yo, I'd be in prison because that would be one very horrific incident. I'm just saying, not for me, for that person right there. Man, you know, and even if it wasn't my child, if I was there, somebody would have some broken bones. You ever hear that thing, that saying, this old Ninja Turtle thing where, you know, people say the bigger they are, the harder they fall? Well, a different opinion, like Ninja Turtles, cornball. The bigger they are, the more bones they break. And I will definitely break several. I'm just saying. Yeah, seeing his lower coats on Zohran Mamdani, he's not a communist. He's a democratic socialist.
When you put in communist and yes, communist policies, that's what Zohran Mamdani is talking about.
He's not a communist.
It never
democratic
works.
Socialist. He says he's a democratic
I can't tell what the difference is.
Well, he can describe
Explain what the difference is.
He can describe the differences for you. The socialism is not the same basis of communism in this country. You know that quite
The
well.
man
You
wants,
have an
the man
economic
wants to
background.
create government-run grocery stores. He wants free transportation, both of which are impossible to do. Because how
You
is
know that
how is
communism
he?
is a trigger word to
how
try
is-
to undermine all of his policies. He's not a. He says he's a
I don't
democratic
need
socialist.
to. I don't need to undermine his policies. His policies undermine himself.
Well, then
because they've
say
never
that.
worked. Here's all I want him to do. Tell me where they've ever worked. They've never worked. He knows that. I knows that. But what he's trying to do is promise everybody something that they can't have. And the truth is, there is no free lunch, just like there's no free bus. Because you know what happens when you have a free bus? There's nobody there to fix it or to drive it. He knows that. I know that. You know that. America does know it. And it's unfortunate that the city of New York, my former home city, is probably going to have to go through this.
That's crazy. I can't believe that dude won. Wow, Gold Gym in LA under fire after a woman says she was kicked out and had her membership revoked for joking and for objecting to a man entering the women's locker room. Ain't that shit crazy? That's still happening. That shit's still happening. This is one of my favorite movies.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Who remembers this?
Near the entrance. Has a shotgun. White male, 30s, long hair. Mama don't like tattletales. Wearing sunglasses.
That is so corny. They live released 37 years ago today. That was yesterday. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a corny as hell movie, but there's a message in that. There's a message in that. Those glasses are common sense. And that line right there is the shit. Bam! Just saying. It's the shit. I'm such a cornball. Anyway, and that was the last thing I had to show. Because most Gen Xers like me remember that shit. I watched it. The fight scene he had with the guy in the alleyway was one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a long time. If you never saw it, enjoy it. Anyway, it is what it is. ICE! I say again, I support him 100%, 110%. Wish I could be one. Probably never going to happen, but still, I'm trying. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe, support. Do what you got to do. As I said, this is not for breaking news. So if you expect breaking news, this is not the place. Unless you haven't heard it, then it's breaking to you. Streaming on Tress. You already know. I'm here to entertain you, to make fun of the bullshit. Yes, I'm conservative. Yes, I am a Trumper. And that's that. If you don't like it, too bad. Been doing this almost a year now. Live probably 8 months. I don't have a big following. I'm not viral, but it's whatever. I am different. I'm here to entertain you. Now, I'm not going to come on tomorrow. I am going to change things because it is season here in Florida, so it's getting busier. So I have to be at my first job a little later, and I have to be at my second job a little earlier. So it limits my time so I can do this. So I won't be able to do it for a while. So I'm going to be doing it 1 day a week, Saturday, as I planned before. But this time it's getting serious. It is getting a lot busier, a little bit hectic, blah, blah, blah. So it's harder. But so it'll pretty much be your weekly random news and shit and comedy or whatever it may be. It'll be an hour show every Saturday. If I'll probably do live early or I'll pre-record and air later. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet. This Saturday will be the first show. So for the 2 or 3 that watch me loyally, that's what it is. Unless things change and this thing I'm praying happens and career change. Well, let's see what happens. It is what it is. And as I said, ICE 130%. Support them. I saw this short that I'm going to go out with. Adam Carolla had a pretty good idea. I think this is funny, old school Adam Carolla, but at the same time, makes you go, just saying. Anyway, check it out. I'm going to go out. See you guys tomorrow. No, sorry, Saturday. Not sure what time yet. I will let you all see. I usually post the day before when I'm going to go live, and you can see the notification wherever it may be. Have a great day, guys. I'm going to miss you. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Shit happens. Not crazy shit. Just shit. Good stuff. Love you guys. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. If I didn't already say it. Ladies!
Kamala's like, oh, we got to get rid of ICE. We got to reimagine everything. I don't get it. I like ICE. They do a job. We need them. Immigration, customs, enforcement. What's wrong with that? And I realized, I think it's the name. They don't like the name ICE. Sounds so cold. But I came up with a foolproof way to keep ICE. All we have to do is modify the name just a little bit. Just start it with the word national. National Immigration Custom Enforcement. Nice. Good luck at that rally, AOC, trying to abolish NICE.